guys, welcome back to Consciousful Tarot. Thank you so much for tuning into my YouTube channel and clicking on this video. I'm Francesca if you're new to the channel. I'm a Clarisentient reader, and this video today is on the twin flame journey and update on divine masculine and divine feminine. So for those of you that reached out regarding why I didn't make a video last week, to be honest, the energies were kind of heavy. I wasn't really called to do a video. So yeah, but I'm back at it again. I typically do weekly twin flame updates. So here we are. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off how I usually do, just a general update on the entire collective energy for the twin flames. And then we're gonna go specifically how divine masculine is doing and thinking and feeling about divine feminine, and how divine feminine is doing and thinking and feeling. Okay guys, so as of right now, what's going on in the collective for the twin flame journey is that there is basically a recalibration occurring with an infusion of a process of elimination. And if you don't know what process of elimination means, like we've actually learned that in school, like in math, where like it means that you have to eliminate other options, other things that are in the way in order to get to what you need to focus on, in order to get onto the solution. One of the things that the twins were, I guess you can say, avoiding was effective communication and showing their authenticity and their vulnerability to each other. This led to diversions, this led to delays, and this has led to multiple blockages and restraints. So as of right now, what's going on in the collective is that both of the twins are now understanding that they need to talk things through, that talking things through is the answer to the problem. Whether it's, texting each other, calling each other, there was a restraint or literally a blockage in communication. And I am seeing that was a major issue. As of right now, what's being emphasized in the connection is to literally wipe a clean slate, to start all over, to really ground the connection and to become less detached when it comes to actually needing to communicate. Both of the twins are now becoming more aware of how they feel, and also what they need to do in order to prepare themselves to move forward with their twin, or just to move forward with their divine mission. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, the twin flame journey is about fulfilling your soul's mission, and ultimately the end goal is to do it with your twin, but it's ultimately the objective is to transcend duality, right? To transcend the illusion of separation. So both twins were also kind of like very sad, very heartbroken, right, of the separation, that it kind of like I'm seeing like both twins were tested with old things, old habits, old patterns, old people, to kind of test them. Divine tested them to see like if they're actually on their life path, if they're actually going to proceed with their life mission, if they're actually going to proceed with choosing their twin, if they're actually going to proceed with overcoming their challenges that they face when it comes to this connection. So right now, both twins are kind of like, unfolding and releasing the frightening prospect of getting together, right? Making this actually work. And they're paying attention to how they've been too much in their head and not enough in their heart. So they're in a space of recovery. They're in a space of grounding themselves, gaining some sort of permanence in their home, gaining some sort of permanence in their workplace, in their environment as well. So there's like a lot of emphasis on both twins needing to prioritize healthy choices, right? Self-care, self-love, because like I said, both twins have been tested during the full moon in Capricorn, and in these last recent days, even before the full moon in Capricorn, the twins were tested, with old patterns, old people, old circumstances, which was basically divine's test. Like, are you going to go towards your destiny, or are you going to settle for your tendencies, your nature, right? So this has caused a great amount of a great amount of anxiety in both twins, but the way that divine has kind of like made the twins face what they need to face is by showing them their misconception, by showing them their fear, and showing them that they can approach their anxieties or their fear by doing the same things that they used to do, such as numbing, avoiding, being dismissive, right? Overindulging in things, or just being really anxious to the point where they're literally just overindulging in sadness. Now both twins are actually redirecting their anxiety and their fears with healthy choices, with self-love, with the need to be happier. So whatever that looks like for you. So there's a lot of emphasis on both twins making a lot of effort in being determined towards their goals, right? Now, releasing the possession, the control, the blockages. Like literally, like some twins can literally have been restricted in communication. So however that resonates with you. A lot of the twins are also, what's going on in the connection is that communication was affected, as I mentioned, and this was stemming from the conscious mind, how both twins were assimilating their thought process of the connection. Both twins were potentially irrational when it came to their fear. Both of the twins were also possibly in denial about reasoning with their twin. So what's being worked on right now is actually needing to prioritize that unconditional love, towards your twin, so you can eliminate, right? So the twins can eliminate those blockages, that codependency, the restraints, the controlling ways. Both twins are also eliminating being gripped down by toxic behaviors. And that's kind of like the main emphasis here. What's happening now is also that they're being cleansed from the fear of partnering up again, or just cleansing out energy. Oh my god, as I say that, there's like some people outside and they're like air pressuring, like water pressuring the window. So that's funny. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I hope not. As I said, cleansed out. Anyways, so the synchronizations are very strong. They're ridiculous. And now both twins are also moving forward in a victorious manner with their willpower, with their hard work, with their self-discipline, to the point where they're making themselves available for their twins. So like I said, there was a lot of restrictions. There was a lot of blockages in the connection. Now they're making sure that they're going to be available to get on the same page. Now they're making sure that they're going to be single, and like literally available to talk, to converse. So the blockages are being removed as well. And the secrecy as well. So when it comes to any sort of secrecy or power games, that's being eliminated as well. So a lot of it looks like in the form of recovering, right? But in that recovery phase, both twins are kind of like rebalancing themselves in healthy ways. So obviously, if you're a twin flame and you're watching this, you could have noticed like in the last week or two where you could have been tested with old habits, old things, old toxic behaviors, and instead of like repeating the same behaviors, you could have noticed how you actually like redirected the emotions, redirected the heavy feelings, and instead of like allowing them to control you or make you numb or self-sabotage, you've actually have transmuted them, or if you have allowed them to actually flow through you to actually create something, and that creation is self-love. That creation is being happy, right? Not allowing those emotions to clog you or block you. So this is pretty awesome. So let's go ahead and see how Divine Masculine is thinking and feeling and how he's doing. Okay, guys, so now let's go ahead and proceed with how Divine Masculine is doing at the moment and how he's thinking and feeling about Divine Feminine. Okay, so I don't like to do readings on third parties because it's very problematic, and I like to work with light energy, not heavy or dark energy. But it came up, so I'll mention it. This is just a warning, so you guys know. So what's happening with Divine Masculine is that currently they're wanting to overcome any sort of fear of rejection, or any fear when it comes to like overcoming the paranoia of what can go wrong with divine feminine and him. He has been, divine masculine has been over indulging in worries to the point where he has been numbing the situation in multiple ways, which I'll mention here. So what is happening with divine masculine is that now he's going through a purge where he's needing to release his negativity, and he's needed to release the hold of the intense emotions that are clouding his judgment when it comes to moving forward with divine feminine. There has been a third eye blockage, a solar plexus blockage, and a throat chakra blockage. The heart has been, their heart chakra has been exploding though, with a lot of desire, a lot of neediness to feel quenched, a lot of neediness to feel like divine feminine still cares for some reason here. You know, I am seeing that divine masculine is also like moving away from the toxicity that they have created in this connection, especially when it comes to overindulging in discord when it comes to their perspective, but also allowing other people to make them identify what this connection means to them. So there is also a release of external influence happening with divine masculine. That's also what's happening here, is that other people's perspectives or other people's opinion is being cut off from their mind. That was what was causing a lot of clouded judgment in their mind, but it's also the way that divine feminine has been behaving, or the blockages that divine feminine created between divine masculine and her, that made divine masculine feel, you know, confused, you know, negative, toxic about the situation. So he's now moving forward from a fearful state and his suspicions, and letting go of like the argument that he has in his mind. He's been facing his shadow a lot, to the point where I am seeing divine masculines looking at themselves in the mirror and kind of like not recognizing who they are. Like, as scary as that sounds, some divine masculines are realizing how they were self-absorbed in the past, especially when it comes to other sexual options. So this is when I'm gonna mention the third party, because it's just coming up now. Okay, so divine masculine is very aware how they were self-absorbed in the past. The way that divine feminine is navigating the situation right now is making divine masculine face their shadow, which is making them look at the entire journey. Okay, make them look at the entire journey as a whole. And what divine masculine is reflecting is their self-absorbed tendencies, how they were at one point one-sided in the connection, how they at one point wanted divine feminine to bargain and beg for their love, because they realized that they were like this because they were detached, they were unable to tap into their emotions. But it's also because they now recognize that they allowed their lust, right, their sexual addiction, or their desire, right, for other sexual partners to fulfill them. So they're recognizing how they created many obstacles in this connection, and how that ultimately created separation. And now they realize that they're the ones to blame for the reason why divine feminine is now looking the other way, or why at one point, you know, divine feminine was looking away. So they're now at a space where they're realizing they trapped themselves in this, right? And they recognize that they have no reason to be so sad if they're the ones that created this, right? So they're going through major revelations, like major, some of them could have gone through recently like self-destruction, where like I recently mentioned that divine could have tested both twin flames with old people, old patterns, and divine masculine could have fell back into self-destruction because divine feminine was still potentially either blocking out the connection, or divine masculine's state of fear was still blocking movement forward, right? That they fell into self-destruction, right? They fell into pain. They could have fell back into old traumas that made them behave in ways that their old self would behave, right? So divine masculine is now in a way recuperating, right? Divine masculine is overcoming and expanding his obstacles, right? He's recognizing how he has lacked progress to actually create a stable harmony with divine feminine. Sorry guys. So now divine masculine is now at a space where he's no longer conducting himself in the same way. He's very, divine masculine has gone through an intense intervention. Like what I'm processing here is that divine masculine can no longer have fun with other people, other options. I see divine masculine in a state where they're trying to fix their family. For some of them, like I don't know if you guys have kids together. For some of you guys that's gonna resonate, for some no, but like they're fixing their family dynamic. That has what has came up in the last week or two, that they're needing to fix their family dynamic as well. They're also clearing out divine feminine's name, if that resonates for some of you guys as well. So they're clearing out divine feminine's name. Could have been some divine masculines put divine feminine's name under the bus, and now they're clearing that out. They're in a space where they're really, really extremely desiring divine feminine, to the point where they don't want to sleep with anyone else, or they don't see themselves being sexually intimate with anyone else, because they know they want to have this unconditional making love with divine feminine. So they're missing divine feminine a lot, to the point where it has driven them towards chaos. A lot of unexpected changes. They've gone through also like a lot of pain, internal violence, like internal criticism. But it's like now they're recognizing that they're the ones that have created the antagonism vibe in this connection. So it's like they're facing their shadow self, like I said, like them looking in the mirror, and they're like, you know, they're breaking into pieces, but then they're also falling back together, you know, concretely, to rise up. And they're rising, and now they know that they need to be bold to follow their heart and their emotions. And some of the divine masculines have asked for help. Like I see a lot of divine masculines could have fell into self-destruction, as I mentioned, and they didn't know how to help themselves, and now they ask for help, or they're finally realizing that they need to help themselves. So they're coming into their power. They know the time to take action is right now. They know they need to be lighthearted. They know they need to be the ones who open their heart and have this heart-to-heart conversation with divine feminine. They're now realizing they need to take the lead. They're now realizing they need to do whatever it takes. So whether some of you guys are at a distance, they're gonna come to you. Some of divine feminine could have blocked divine masculine. They're gonna go to where you live. Like whatever it's gonna take, they're going to take the next lead. They are preparing for union right now. They're preparing to overcome the troubled waters, and they're not allowing their recklessness or their impulsivity to stop them, or their worriness to stop them. Some of them may be really impulsive to the point where they'll just show up where you live, or who knows. I'm seeing that they're going to be moving really fast now, because now they're very determined to actually take the lead. Okay? And I am seeing Archangel Michael is protecting divine feminine right now. Archangel Michael is like seeing how divine masculine is operating, seeing how divine masculine, also for some of you guys, divine masculine could have gotten a lot of karma recently for either dealing with another partner, dealing with a karmic, or just dealing with their karmic lessons. and divine masculine has not been ready to confront divine feminine. So Archangel Michael has been blocking divine masculine from coming in. So literally multiple ways there's been restrictions. So that's why union hasn't fully blown out, or there is some interruptions in the union because of divine masculine's way of operating. So as I mentioned, the third partiness, if your divine masculine was dealing with the third party, I do see that there's been a final breakup, a final divorce if they were married. He had a lot of anxiety to actually discard this connection, because this person was kind of like begging for their attention to stay. Divine masculine has also, one of the toxicity traits that divine masculine has been releasing is his people-pleasing tendencies, which has run really deep in his life. And now he's releasing the negativity, releasing other people-pleasing tendencies, and not allowing, the karmic, or allowing his old karmic lessons to weigh him down. Specifically with another karmic partner, though, he's not allowing this partner to manipulate him mentally into staying, and realizing that this connection is a forbidden love, and it really was the distraction between him and divine feminine. So he has trashed it out. He's no longer like going to be back and forth, or I just saw 12:12 on the clock. So he's really standing firm and completing this. And he had a lot of panic to actually follow through with this, because he was weighed down by this person. But now he's just like, no, like, I'm going to sacrifice you because you don't make me happy. Like, it's over. Like, whatever meaning he had with that person, he now sees that there's no connection, there's an imbalance, there's disharmony. That person once made them happy, doesn't mean they made them happy. That person once, I'm seeing that some of these karmics could have told divine masculine that like they're soulmates, or that they're twin flames, and divine masculine could have literally believed it, but only then to realize like that's not it. Like, what the fuck? So this is my channel. I do what I want, so I curse, and I'm just authentic. So I'm sorry if you don't like it. I don't really care. Anyways, so yeah, so that's what's happening. There's been a final decision here. Now divine masculine is growing and transforming his life, but there's so much vigilance, and he is still needing to calibrate himself to the point where Archangel Michael is actually in charge right now. So as much as divine masculine wants to come in impulsively and navigate things with divine feminine, I do see him going the extra mile, right? But it's like it's gonna be like slowed down, it's not going to be in their process, or in their timing. So I do see that some divine masculines are going to surprise divine feminine. Some of them are literally going to approach you completely different. They're going through this process of elimination, and they know what they need to do. They want to know how you feel, divine feminine. They want to know that you're on the same page. They need to know how you feel. They really want to know that it's not too late to fix things. They don't see themselves with anyone else. They want to make sure that you're able to create progress with them, and they're going to complete their case. They're going to come in with affection, with emotion, with a lot of strength, and they're really going to try to prove themselves to you. Like, they're really sorry. They want to say that they're extremely sorry for not giving you what you wanted, for not giving you the time, for not giving you the conversation, for not giving you the chance. They're sorry as well for potentially replacing you, or focusing on someone else, or desiring someone else. They know that you're their one and only. You're literally all they think about. It's like they know this. Like, they can't hide it anymore. And I'm saying this because this is like something that is channeling through, and they just really need you to know this. So let's go ahead and see how divine feminine is doing and how she's thinking. Okay, guys, so now let's go ahead and proceed with how divine feminine is thinking and feeling in the journey, and then also how she's thinking and feeling about divine masculine. So Divine Feminine's energy is a little bit lighter, not that light, but a little bit lighter than Divine Masculine's at this moment. Divine Feminine at the moment is prioritizing her work, her health, her service to other, and her change, the changes that she needs to make. She's going through a lot of self-analysis, right? A lot of changes when it comes to creating new habits, replacing old habits with healthier habits, especially when it comes to processing the heaviness and the duality and the density of the connection here. Divine Feminine is right now releasing also the codependency here. So Divine Feminine is still in the process of releasing the fear, right? Releasing the fear of abandonment, releasing the fear of rejection, or just the fear of things not working out. Divine Feminine has more of like a runner tendency here, but she's not trying to run. Divine Feminine, what she's doing is that she's trying to have faith in what she knows. So I do see Divine Feminine surrendering to the divine, right? All the answers are coming to Divine Feminine's intuition. So the doubts are being replaced with knowing, with certainty, with clarity. And even though some things do seem a little bit uncertain at this time, or there's been a turning point, right, in the connection, Divine Feminine knows that, you know, the odds are in her favor and that things are going to work out. They're going to unfold. Divine Feminine is almost like in this like transcendence kind of vibe, you know, where Divine Feminine is like understanding the process of divine order and divine timing, and it's allowing Divine Feminine to process the emotions in a more gradual manner and a more proactive manner. Divine Feminine is also in a space where in the last week, I am seeing last week, there was a lot of madness in the air, where Divine Feminine could have had a lot of panic, could have even had a lot of anxiety come up, because they felt as though they could have sabotaged the connection due to their pain, due to them being dismissive, due to them not knowing how to proceed with Divine Masculine, you know, like they felt as though they were like blaming themselves, like, oh, you know, I'm the one that blocked communication, or I'm the one that you know, I'm the one that isn't reaching out to them. I'm expecting them to do all the work. You know, like I felt like I saw what a lot of Divine Feminine were going through as well. So Divine Feminine is now going through a process like where they're letting go of the past and like moving on from the stories they tell themselves, especially that terror, that panic, and that stress. And they're not allowing it to burden them anymore. They're not allowing the wounds to be projected onto them, right? And they're introspecting, they're releasing the pain, they're overcoming depression, they're overcoming the toxicity that this connection could have once pulled them into. So going back to the beginning of what I said in the reading, like both twins were tested. Divine Feminine was tested with their faith. Divine Feminine was tested if they were going to fall back into that fear of abandonment and into those cycles of kind of being heartbroken, right, and betrayed. So Divine Feminine right now is at a space where she is rising up. She is really in her power. She is creating balance in her yin and her yang energy. There's a lot of balance. There's union occurring within Divine Feminine, which is assisting Divine Masculine in his ascension period, right? Creating order. I am seeing that Divine Feminine's third eye was blocked last week. It's still becoming unblocked as of right now, but her solar plexus is on fucking fire, because Divine Feminine is hustling, is working hard, okay, is overcoming self-doubt. She is focused, okay? Divine Feminine is focused, and I see that third eye activating heavily, where Divine Feminine is now at a space where she has a lot of strength to, you know, maneuver her way differently, you know. So she's redirecting all her power towards her creative endeavors, creating that inner strength, creating that courage and that bravery to maintain her confidence in the midst of chaos, in the midst of the unknown, right? So Divine Feminine is now manifesting her dreams. Divine Feminine could have also been in a space, I know a lot of Divine Feminine weren't, but some of them were in a space where they were opening themselves to other people, other soulmates, and Divine Feminine is now realizing that they're actually wanting to give their soul, their heart, their body to the divine. So, you know, if this means like Divine Feminine being celibate, like I'm seeing a lot of Divine Feminine not even like caring about other options, mainly just focusing on their friends, their family, their work. You know, like other options, yeah, there's going to be that, but it's like they don't care because they kind of like know that the connection between Divine Masculine is something that is just inevitable. So they're facing their fears and no longer holding themselves back. They're using their feelings to guide them rather than their logic, because before their logic was kind of like making them feel more stressed because they were just looking at the situation in a logical way. And honestly, like as a twin flame, the connection is not logical at all. Like it's divine based. It's a spiritual connection, you know. It's a connection that passes the physical realm. So it's not logical. Like that's why like a lot of twin flames, like a lot of people in your guys' lives, like they don't understand the connection or they're against it because you, like if you process what's going on in the connection like logically, like you're not gonna like, you know, you're not gonna like want it, or you're gonna feel like, oh my gosh, like this is too much anguish to deal with. That's why you have to proceed with the connection and with your feelings, and that's what Divine Feminine is doing. So Divine Feminine is in a space of intense healing and connecting with the divine heavily. So if you're a Divine Feminine right now, I mean, if you're watching this and you're a Divine Feminine, you are getting intense downloads. Like your dreams are very vivid of Divine Masculine, okay? These dreams are actually messages from Divine and Divine Masculine's higher self. So whatever your dreams are, you could also like send me a reading so I can interpret your dreams for you. That would be awesome. I love doing that. Divine Feminine is also at a space where she's not allowing herself to be self-deceptive or allowing others to deceive her. So I am picking up some Divine Feminines could have had options that's shared like similar traits of deceptive behavior of what Divine Masculine could have done. Divine Feminine is like, I'm not having that, you know? So Divine Feminine is recalling a lot of the past memories with Divine Masculine in a good way. There's a lot of reminiscing. There's a lot of desire to get together. I'm seeing Divine Feminine like being so in touch with the memories of Divine Masculine. And it's like one point she's smiling, she's cracking up, and then the next point she's like crying because then she's realizing the current circumstances. So there's a lot of desire to get together, a lot of sexual desire as well to get together. Like Divine Feminine is horny, she's wanting Divine Masculine, you know, she's like, okay, like this needs to happen. But then she's also at a space where she's entering her Zen. You know, she knows that her dreams are going to come true with her one and true only love. She knows that the romantic feelings that she has for Divine Masculine are solely exclusive. Like even if she tries to go swim around with other options, it's like it ain't it, you know what I mean? So it's like she's like expecting Divine Masculine to pop up. I'm seeing Divine Feminine being very like like some of them literally like waiting on their phones, or like being kind of like exhausted when it comes to waiting, but still being really resilient when it comes to like expecting their message, expecting their phone call, expecting like something, you know, something spontaneous. And Divine Feminine is now at a space where she's releasing the pain, you know. And for some Divine Feminine, if you guys are into mantras, I love mantras, especially Hindu mantras. So if you are into mantras, the mantra that I recommend at this time for my Divine Feminines is, and this means to surrender to the divine. So this means, okay, well, now I'm going to chant the mantra. I'm just going to like say it slowly, and then you can chant it to connect deeply to the divine and to God. Okay, are you ready? Let me stop my music for a second. Okay, so it goes like this. Om Namo Narayana Yani. So it's Om Namo Narayani. And then you just like repeat it like a lot of times, and it's just going to connect you with the divine. It's going to release density. It's going to transcend duality. It's really going to clear out all your chakras and just really get you into a meditative state and help you connect deeply to the divine. So yeah, my friends. So that's about it. If you want a specific reading on your twin flame journey, you can go to consciousfultarot.com and book your reading there, and I can give you specific details on your twin flame journey, some advice. I have clients that are on the twin flame journey, and I've given them impeccable advice, and I have twins going towards union or working towards actually manifesting a future with their partners. So rest assured, if you're on the twin flame journey, I could definitely assist you on it, because it is not an easy journey. And yeah, you could also catch me on Instagram and TikTok. And also, if you want a Reiki healing, I would love to assist on a personal Reiki healing or a love Reiki healing, as it will assist you and your twin flame on your healing journey in this lifetime. Have a good one, my star friends. Thank you so much for watching. Tune in next week.